So a very pleasant good evening and welcome to the Bucks County Curling Club for the 2019 His and Hers Bonspiel. Look at our featured sheet here. Sheet B, it is Team Firmender from the Philadelphia Curling Club against the Candy Curls from Denver Curling Club. Dave Schmel here, joined by our Bonspiel chair, Steve Johnson. Hello, Steve.
Hello, Dave. Glad to be here, and we'll see how long this lasts. I got lots of duties today, but this is a good break from them.
Don't know if we're going to be using that one.
Fun fact. Julie Tim is trying to get us to say things.
So we have a corner guard in, and now Jeannie Moylan will be called to test for the center guard once again. It is Jeannie Moylan throwing the lead stones, Karen Lloyd throwing second, Tracy Marcotte is the vice, and Janine Firmender is the skip. Don't know if that's possible. The peanut gallery is trying to get us in trouble here, folks. Just let you know. So here we go with the Denver Curling Club with the Candy Girls. It's Candy Girls are skipped by Kelly Danahey. The vice is Emily Lewis. The second is Shannon Brunston. And the lead, Paige Roberts, has this second shot on the way.
Fun fact, the Candy Girls have come from longer away than any other team here at the Bonspiel.
But the same distance as the other Denver team.
Yeah, but only 3 of them came that distance, so I figure the girls came further.
Okay.
So we've seen some good curling today. Some strong teams out there, especially on the men's side. Women have a few strong teams too. Nobody here should be ashamed. I think they're all playing very well.
Absolutely, Steve. So we have Carolyn looking to draw underneath this wing of cover.
Got a little curl on that. That's going to be hard.
Trying to get past the guards, and they're just a little bit late in the sweep, and it's going to wreck.
I don't know that they wanted a corner guard there, but that's what they got.
So the call for Denver and for Shannon here is to throw a hit and roll. Normal weight. And feel free to interact with us on the live chat. We are at least looking at it.
How many people we have out there today?
There is a plethora.
Plethora is about 4.
That's correct.
There is 1, a pair, a few, and then a plethora.
I'd almost go several first before I go.
Drag queens, huh? I don't know what that means. I have no idea what your statement means.
Steve's from the Midwest. Okay. Not using that one either, Julie.
I would like to announce that we do have 1 cat on the sheet right now. As she delivers her stone right now.
Oh, it does say I'm a cat. Yes, indeed.
It says I'm a cat. I mean, I wouldn't have called her a cat any other reason. Yeah, don't do that.
So this draw is away. The brushes are on it. They have to be on it hard for the line right now. Now they say, okay, wait only. Just a little bit heavy, going to skid around through.
I've received a few comments today from especially the visiting teams, but even the local teams have said the ice is particularly fast today.
Yep, we've been taking some times on the ice, and we've been in the 15 and a quarter range hog to hog.
That's pretty darn fast.
So that's not bad. Hats off to our ice crew fighting the frost here. It's been quite humid in the Warminster area. In fact, we had a little bit of a flood earlier yesterday.
I hear you were out there doing flood patrol with the ice crew, and
yeah, we got quite wet.
Good for you. It's a lot of fun.
That's what we signed up for, right? I hear I'm getting a raise.
Double it again this year.
So as we go on through this, we'll give you some updates on the other sheets. Are these all B event games, Steve?
These are all B games at this time, yep. We have a B event this draw and the next draw, and then early in the morning the A event comes back out.
Not that early. You're not starting at 9, right?
8:45, so...
Okay, that's not that early.
Just a hair before 9. Yeah, the earliest draw we have is Sunday morning. There will be some 8 o'clock draws, but we tried to keep them a little bit later.
So this shot's coming on down. It's going to hit the lead rock and move it toward the back and through the house.
Through the house. Leaving Blush sitting 1.
So Denver electing to draw in it. That's the first indication. Nope, hit and roll.
I think a hit and roll here.
Yeah, hit and roll.
I don't know about this one, if it's coming back on.
I don't know. Gonna make contact, probably gonna lose the shooter. And there it is, and leaving just the solitary Denver stone in the middle. You can see a good 3/4 of it from our perspective here, close to the hack.
And I think Janine's electing to stare at it for a while.
Well, you don't want to stare too long. We are playing on a 95-minute clock. After which you finish and you're on and play one more.
She actually wasn't hesitating. She was just waiting for her vice to get into place.
The slight modification to the USCA rules, we're saying that as long as you've delivered your first stone, the end's completed.
That is correct. And the delivery means crossing the tee line on the delivery side, which is a technical delivery by curling rules.
It certainly is. It's just a slight modification off the actual rule of all the stones having come to rest, but a little easier to judge that you let go.
They're sweeping hard.
All right, so we got Jeannie and Carolyn all over this one. It is coming onto the guard, and it is going to wreck. It's going to leave both of them in the house.
It's hard to tell on the one on the left, but very possible. Unfortunately, without hammer, I don't think that those do her much good. She is free to hit the blue at this point.
There was the first shot for Philadelphia throwing the Red Rocks. So it looks at Denver, and Kelly is calling for herself to draw underneath the double guards. The Denver Curling Club, nice, I believe, 4-sheet facility.
In Golden, I believe, right?
Yep. One of our former members, Mark Uncle Touchy Blanton, is a member there. And if you don't know why he's called that, you don't need to find out.
I don't want to find out. I met him, I was here probably the last few months of his time at this club. Unfortunately, I think she's a little heavy here, and I'm afraid she's just going to roll through the house.
Maybe could have swept that a little bit earlier and split him.
Maybe so. Again, the ice is very fast, and a lot of these non-Bucks County curlers are really wondering what to do with this quick ice.
Yeah, not to say that other clubs don't have keen ice, but we tend to have it a lot more, and it takes a level of adjustment. Like, that's anytime you're playing your first draw against a home club, you're always at a slight disadvantage because they know what the ice is going to do.
And while the Denver's opponent is a Philadelphia team, the skip is Janine, and she does curl here weekly. Yeah,
Janine is a member of our club as well, so she's got a good idea. So now she's calling the takeout. It's away, and the brushes are on it. Carolyn Lloyd and Janine Moylan will look to have good control of this, and it's going to hit and stick right on in. A little roll.
Rolls over a little bit. It does not go under cover, but I think they'll be very happy with that shot.
Absolutely. So here is the Hammerstone for Denver. And Kelly Danahey trying to execute the hit and stick for one.
This is an easy shot if you're in the Scotties, but any club curler will tell you, you miss this shot and it's no fun.
Some meal prep for lunch is going on for tomorrow. I see a sheet of cheese well distributed.
Cheese for lunch sounds good to me. Yeah, that's what I was. That's the danger there.
Set that out just a little bit wide, and it's going to be a steal of 2 for sure.
Is this going to be a biter bar?
And we'll have to find out for 3. Biter bar.
Carolyn's found it.
Well, they're looking. Yeah. Well, we're trying to direct them from the glass to find the biter bar. We have one biter bar in one place,
and it's about as far away from this particular house as you can get.
Yep, it's worth checking.
Carolyn will get a good lap in here.
Yeah, Janine thinks it's 3. That's from the look on, she kind of thinks it is, but it's definitely worth checking. The biter bar is exactly 6 feet in length, because the pinhole is actually truly the center of the house.
And if it touches the rock at all, it's considered in.
It's in. So here we go. We're going to locate the center, get it in there. Swinging it past, and
I think I heard a tick.
And Caroline's going to sprint on down the sheet.
She's going for 2 laps here.
And it is indeed a biter. So it's 1, 2, and 3 for Philadelphia.
There we go. In this case, it would make sense to me that the non-scoring team should be returning that to its location.
You know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, so Jeannie, you're saying that's some thick old ice. I'd refer you to go look at the ice that's currently at the Philadelphia Curling Club. We try to stay open almost year-round. We keep ice for almost 2 years at a time before we melt it down.
We will be melting down, what, in about a week and just over a week now?
Yeah, about a week and a half we'll be melting down and replacing our chiller.
And we will be down for long enough to bring it back up, as it seems to me.
That's about right. You know what? This ice looks pretty good for being in for almost 2 years.
I wouldn't complain at all. We did have some 4-foot lines that you can barely see these days, but those are really meaningless anyhow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them anyway. My thoughts on them have been well documented.
I wouldn't say we could go much longer and still see the center line at times, but
keep backpedaling, Jeannie. I'm sorry, Jeannie's on the ice.
I don't think that's Jeannie.
That's John.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. Stuff it, John.
There are some guys who will comment under their wife's name. I'm not sure. They must just not have their own account.
Yeah, well, yeah. John and Jeannie share an account.
Seems like she just call it Jay at that point.
Yeah. It's Jay McMoylan or something like that.
Jay McMoylan.
Alaikum salam.
I understand John will be coming to the club tomorrow, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll have him as the third man in the booth.
Yeah, we've had that before, haven't we?
He's not a bad color commentator. Jay McMoylan. Okay, there we go.
Jay McMoylan.
So that one is just through the back of the house.
Yeah, we may have a biter bar on that one too.
I could see the white. I could see some white there, Ed.
Yeah, I think you're right. If you trust the camera angles and the ice.
That thick old ice.
That thick old ice. I would agree it's thick.
It is.
I mean, we've extended the hack pins a few times.
We've replaced the hack pin a few times. So looking to draw under cover here again. Just going to settle down onto the one in the back and tap it a little bit and hang around. Skips determines out of play. So taking a look around the barn at this point, we can see that it is on sheet A.
Schenectady War. I'm sorry, no, Kesak from Philadelphia. Up by 1.
Why don't you take us around the rest of the house there, Steve?
And on sheet C, the blue team Danahey, the blue team Weber from Bucks County is up on Foster 2-0. And D, we have, I think it's 1 for blue, and that would be Team Turner from Bucks County over Assertion from Potomac.
And brings us back to our featured sheet where we have Denver trying to draw a second stone in. They do have hammered the last rock advantage here. Sweepers don't want to touch it. It does appear to be a skosh heavy.
I think that's going to be a capital T right there. Straight through the house.
And yep, it's a draw right to the hack.
I put a few guards back there. Maybe why I'm not a lead. They're sweeping hard. I'm not sure how much they're going to get of it. They will touch it, but they pretty much just glance off and go through, leaving the rock in play.
So another opportunity to lay 2 for Denver. Let's see if they can take advantage of that.
She calls for something on top 12.
Pretty much any place in the house is okay right now. All these teams are in their second draw of the day.
I was wrong. There are actually at least 2 cats on the ice today.
I'm a cat, you're a cat. Don't you want to be a pepper too?
No, actually, I never did. And just heavy again.
That one's going to come through the house.
I'm thinking we have some fast ice again today, or at least these folks are...
Yeah, we can try to get a time on that. Looks like we have a draw called for.
Sweeping.
Brushers are on it. $15 and change with minimal sweeping.
15-21 right to the tee line.
15-2 to the right to the back four. So
that's pretty fast ice.
The ice is indeed pretty keen. So the also common mantra of a skip, nice shot, check it out.
So, Dave, if you're playing on ice, it's faster than you expect. How do you get your team under control?
Well, sometimes what I would do as a skip is to walk and hold the broom up a little bit further up on the ice. Try to psych him out a little bit. Especially if I was trying to get a guard, and that stone is going to flash.
Yeah, it comes back and hits their one in the back, leaving one, but taking their own stone out.
And Janine calling herself a counting guard to hit the top of the 8-foot. If she would come down close to her own stone, that's not all so bad. But no, I just try to, try to relax them, and sometimes if I feel like that's not going to work, I might intentionally call a fresher line that hasn't been swept yet, which would serve as a speed break.
Yeah, and this line right here has been thrown many times, and I think that's part of why it's so quick.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be quick.
Of course, if she comes heavy here, she more likely ends up on that blue rock, and that doesn't hurt.
And that's not so bad. Janine coming down with her first shot. Tracy on the broom, Jeannie and Carolyn on the sweep. Stone looking a little bit on the light side, but
I would say she did not overthrow that, that's for sure.
It's gonna.
It's a pretty good guard on that rock. There is a hole there, but I don't think that's interesting.
That's a tough port, and the Denver skip wants nothing to do with that.
I wouldn't either if I were her.
So, Steve, what do you have in store for us tomorrow?
More curling, mostly. We got some A games going tomorrow morning. Some interesting ones to discuss here is we have Pring versus Anderson. That'll be an interesting one at 8:45. Pring is the defending champion. Anderson is a team from Canada, so mostly Canada, I guess. There is one player out of Philadelphia on that team. That will be an excellent one to watch. The one I'll be watching, though, most closely will be Shaw versus Sheffer. And that'll be just personal reasons. My wife is the lead on the Sheffer team.
Fair enough indeed. And on our feature game tomorrow morning, it'll be John Dion versus
Jim Barsh.
Jim Barsh from Plainfield.
So it's Plainfield versus Plainfield.
Some Plainfield on Plainfield action.
She is coming through that port. Unfortunately, I think she was just a hair late on the sweep.
Well, that's not so bad. It opens up, and it's going to force Janine to throw another good guard.
And that's not a bad call at all. Sometimes missing can help you in the long run if you do the right kind of miss at the right time.
Our 11 o'clock draw tomorrow, our featured game will be Leslie Dutt against Christy Kirchner.
Kirchner, of course, is the defending champ on the women's side.
Absolutely. I wish I was out there, Steve. I was playing with Matt last year, but a little knee issue has me on the sideline. I'm there to play on Sunday for him if need be, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, we'll see. That would be good to see.
So that's a pretty good outcome there for Janine. She is now sitting 1-2 and lining up the double right now is Kelly. Yeah, that or either a draw right to the 1 foot. So
yeah, if she's not comfortable with her draw, I think I'd do the hit there. Neither one is given.
Oh, for sure.
Understand that the Denver team is a relatively new team. Most of the ladies have been playing for 3 years or less. So this is a good opportunity for them to travel across country and get a feel for what it's like to play in a different kind of environment.
Well, knowing that, I would probably like to throw a draw, because even if you end up in the 8 foot, you're gonna cut down the damage to 1 here. But here we go. We have a pivotal shot here in the second end. Kelly Danahey, skip of the Candy Girls from the Denver Curling Club.
And where does that name Candy Girls come from?
I got no idea.
The theme of the weekend is the Archie Comics Summer Fun, and Archie, of course, sang the song. The Archies sang the song, Sugar, Sugar, You Are My
Candy Girl.
There you go.
All right, it's not going to curl up, and it's going to just wick off the top one, and it will be a steal of 2 for Philadelphia, making it 5-0 after 2 ends.
Yeah, unfortunate. This game isn't real close at this point, but what I will say is both skips have been working very quickly, and they are ahead of all the other games.
And that is very much appreciated by everybody on the Spiel committee.
Especially the ice crew.
So we're entering the third end of this B-event game here at the 2019 His and Hers Bonspiel, the Bucks County Curling Club, coming to you from the K&J Magnetics Warm Room. Dave Schmel and Steve Johnson. We're going to keep you updated on all the action. You can feel free to chime in on the comments if you like, and we'll try to keep you updated on the other sheets as well. First shot called to be a guard, and it is quite light, and despite the best efforts of the front end, it's not going to make it out there.
You know, you think, how can you hog a rock on fast ice? But it's actually pretty easy because you're working really hard to not throw one through.
Actually, they threw the turn that hasn't. Everything has been down as we look at it right now. If you're looking at the house, everything's been down the left side of the sheet, and they just called that down the right side of the sheet, and they were so dialed in for that warmed up ice.
That's true.
100% why that happened. This one goes through the house, so both teams spotted each other a rock.
Well, you know, as long as
we're
starting one rock less, we're all happy.
Yeah, just like Yogi said, let's throw 7.
I think that was Ernie Banks who used to say, let's play 2.
Yeah, right, Ernie Banks. That's who I was going for.
These teams are playing 2, by the way. The second game of the day for all of these teams out here.
And this guard's going to be in the house, but as our good friend Wayne Anderson would say, made a positive adjustment.
If you're around, I would suggest you listen to Wayne's calling of the third draw today. Wayne often gives great pointers for any new aspiring skips as you're sitting in there watching the videos.
Yeah, also we had a good series with Wayne Friday morning at the Child's Bonspiel. That's still available on our YouTube. Wayne went through the entire...
Oh, there's a second hog right there.
The entire strategy. Did he go through Fezray with you guys, or...?
I wasn't on, so I don't know if he did today or not. I just know he called a game and a half.
He is the dean of curling in the Philadelphia area.
Boy, that guy is always coaching. Sometimes I think he wakes up in the middle of the night and starts coaching, whoever will listen. Oh, third hog. See, they are all going down that frostier side now, and they haven't made the mental adjustment.
And we can see that it's a little bit later in the day, and we've had a lot of bodies in the ice shed. We've tried our very best to try to protect ourselves from frost. Now I don't see any condensation in any of the glass or anything, but it's creeping in there just a little bit. But still running fast. It's just if you're on an unplayed line.
This is a place where if a skip notices what's going on, they may want to communicate that down by just saying this side's going to be slower. You know, a lot of people will use time splits to communicate the kind of weight that they're going to need to throw.
Yeah, but sometimes the stopwatch can lie a little bit. One stone in for Janine, and here comes the next one. Gonna be a little bit light once again. Still, they haven't figured out that side of the sheet. Both teams struggle on that mightily. So the next call here is to draw down to the stone in the house. It will serve to shrink the scoring area, but also provide some backing for Denver here. Curling in nicely. Is the weight right? Sweepers want no part of it. It's gonna clip it and skid around back. Lie shot, but however wide open. Oh. Tracy took a bit of a spill here. She seems to be okay. Oh, okay, there's the culprit. She lost the gripper pod. One of those Velcro gripper pod deals. She appears to be no worse for wear. So, happy to see that. Called for the takeout here. Rocks away, and they're on it right away. Got very hard to get past the guard. You got to get past the guard. You got to get past the guard, and you do. Gonna lose a shooter, but it's a very effective takeout. Leaves Philadelphia sitting one. So Kelly Danahey is calling for a draw in down to the Philadelphia stone. Emily Lewis settles into the hack. And they're on it. The weight looks pretty close. It's all about line right now. You got to get past that guard. Are you going to get past it? Are you going to get past it? Yes, you are. Now is the weight right? Past the guard and oh, so close and only into the 12-foot. So the line was beautiful and the sweepers were killing it. Just a little bit light. So calling now for Tracy to throw another rock in. Indications are this is heavy, and indeed it is. So, might be tempted here to take a run at that redstone. And indeed, that's what Kelly's looking at. She's inquiring as to how much you can see. And from my perspective here, pretty much behind the hack, you can see a good 3/4. And the stone's coming out. It looks just to be a little bit wide. It has to curl. A nice little control weight right here. They're trying to make it curl with the directional sweeping. It's going to come on over and it's going to make it. It's a beautiful rock, and it's going to leave Denver sitting 1 and 2. And I'm joined by another member of our great club to the booth. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Dave. How are you doing today?
I am super fantastic.
Excellent.
Is this your maiden webcast?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
So I don't know how well I will be doing in commentating, but I will sure give it my all.
So we do the play-by-play and we have the color commentary. So that's, you know,
I'll do what I can.
we kind of do that, yeah. And when in doubt, let it breathe.
Sounds good.
All right, so that was a fine shot by Denver there, and Emily. Janine is she can see a good 3/4 of this rock, and she's going to come down with at least normal weight here and try to pick it out. That's narrow off her hand. Or is it? No, I'm sorry. Okay, they're calling to get it past it. They're past the guard right now. Now it's all about line. And right off, and a fabulous shot by Janine Firmender, answering the bell. So really well played in, and now you can see almost the same amount of this stone. So it's going to be who can flop under here. So you see a little bit more ice being taken here, Ben. So that's indicating that she's going to be a little bit quieter with the weight.
Yep.
And try to get underneath of it and roll under to try and make a good 2 here.
That seems to be the plan for sure. If she leaves that out there, then Philadelphia has a chance to just pretty much nose it and sit there and take the end.
Okay, so Kelly Danahey with her first. Again with the directional sweeping, this one appears to have just a little bit more weight. It will put the Philadelphia stone into the open, but we'll still leave Philadelphia sitting the shot rock.
Well, I believe I misspoke earlier because Denver has the hammer, and I did not see that from where I was sitting.
Just let that go.
Yep.
And for those of you looking for score updates, we're still waiting for some sheets to post their second end, even though everybody is almost done their third end. Sheet A and D don't really want to share with the rest of the class. So Janine has to throw a guard here. She's looking to just cover up the center line any way she can. This is one of those stones where the line is far more important than the weight. This can be anywhere between a 1 and a 4 and be a made shot. The stone's away. We have Carolyn Lloyd and Jeannie Moylan, and they say they gotta go. Looks like they're trying to make it squeak into the house. Gonna rev off the Denver rock and skitter on down, and it will be 1 and 2 for Philadelphia. But that does leave. Nice save there, not dropping the broom. That was really close. Because that would have elicited ridicule from the rest of the ice shed. But there is a nose double for 2 here, and Kelly wants it. She's skating down with determination. Now, Ben, for my money, I'd throw the other turn here. Because right now that you're almost leaving that, you're bringing that guard into play.
That's what I was thinking too, but I'm curious to see if this is just her preferred side or if she knows something about this line that I haven't seen before. Stone's underway, and it looks good on one.
It's on the guard.
Yeah, it is.
And that's going to be another steal, too. Going to make it 7-0 Philadelphia after 3 ends of play. I really think you had to throw the other turn there because if you miss a little wide, you're going to at least pick off one of them. And
right, you still have a play.
Well, you're only going to give up 1 or 2, right. 1 as opposed to 2. But that's part of learning as a skip, and
it's, as I've learned in my limited experience of skipping, it is a very different game on the ice than it is in the warm room.
I have yet to miss a shot from this seat. So we can tell you that on sheet C, after tying the game in the second end, Kyle Foster stole an additional 3 to take a 5-2 lead over the Joe Weber rink from Bucks County. And over on sheet A, it was a steal of 2. For Andrea War from Schenectady, Albany, over Jolly and the Pussycats from Philly.
And looks like,
and we just go and count them up on sheet D. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Steve Turner to take a 4-2 lead over Potomac Asociación. So a big score over there on sheet D. Now that should get some broom. Somebody should have dropped a broom there, because that was a bad broom shot. Okay, so we have a center guard and a corner guard set up here, and Jeannie with her second shot. Looking to throw another one. If it comes in, it's okay. Once you play with the lead, you tend to want to throw your rocks into the house and force play into the house. Because if you don't have hammer and you have the lead, as Philadelphia does. If you throw them in the house, you're forcing the other team to deal with them eventually. And making it much more difficult to set something up. And especially since we're not all playing at Curling Night in America, you know, forcing a team to make a double is the thing.
Is usually a good play. And if they make it, great
God
for them.
bless them.
Absolutely.
Padre Fide Spiritu Santi, amen. Trying to draw underneath the corner there. Janine is going to be able to pull it out and pass the back line out of play.
Not a bad play, just a little heavy.
So just throwing another one up there. She's looking for a biter line. Another one of those shots where line is more important than the weight. This has to curl a little bit, and here it comes now. Wait for the curl. Now they're going to try to drive it home. Going to get all the way up to a 4. Well, there it is, a 5. So it's 1 and 2 stones for Philadelphia. And now Denver is going to try to generate some offense by using the Philadelphia stones as guards. And you're limited to the 4-foot here. But I don't mind this. You don't have a lot of your own to work with.
No. At this stage, I think rocks in play is just always a good idea.
The line's beautiful. It's all about weight right now. This is a beautifully thrown rock.
Yeah. Sweeper's doing an excellent job.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
Oh.
All right. It's third shot.
That is just fighting the 8-foot.
Yeah, but that leaves you options now, because that's not a tough double. And Janine's evaluating her options here. She thinks that she might be able to throw a takeout there, or throw a little tappy tap on her own 2 stones, which is, I think, the direction she's leaning towards right now. Because you have a danger of splitting off your own and jamming if you go after the blue stone.
Right, right.
And their team has shown some proficiency at the draw game. So, especially if, you know, if you're at the 10-year or under level. I always say dance with the girl that brought you. So if you got the lead throwing draws, throw some more draws.
Makes sense.
Don't go and change your strategy just because you have a lead, because you might walk yourself into one of your liabilities.
Very, very good point. And that shot ended up being probably just exactly what they wanted, just outside the house, but perfectly in line to block their first and second shot.
Yeah, and now Denver's forced to play a delicate raise on their own stone. All right, Shannon's rock here. The weight's really good. It's going to curl underneath everything. It's going to hang on to be shot. Oh,
Close
no,
to shot.
I think it's second shot.
From here, I would agree with you. Might be a bit closer on the ice.
That was a very, very good effort. So, I like this. She's calling for a guard here.
Just to block that draw path and that promote
yeah,
possibility?
Yeah, stop the raise, stop the draw. You're up by a lot. Little heavy, so looks like we're going plan B and going to draw in.
Or see if you can knock out their second shot rock.
You never want to crash on that one. Okay, that's not bad.
That's a very good result for Philadelphia.
Yeah. At this point, it's going to be real tough to give up more than 2.
Yes. Philadelphia sitting 1-2. Both rocks biting the 4-foot. Their first shot, or second, depending on how you look at it. They have one behind 2 guards, and then one that's very close to being to sitting on the blue stone. So
yeah. So the call here is for a heavy draw down to the Philadelphia stone, half exposed, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. Beverage service. That's a keeper.
Yep. Just making sure I had plenty. Denver stone came down pretty much exactly what they wanted. Philadelphia knocking Philadelphia's shot back and keeping their shooter to now be shot rock. With basically using that Philadelphia stone as back. So very good shot from Denver. Philadelphia is going to have a very good shot to answer that. Sweepers just getting Philadelphia shot around the guard, but not quite enough to curl towards the pin, and it comes to a rest just outside the 4-foot. Probably sitting third or fourth. Denver sitting 1, Philadelphia has all the other stones.
Okay, so what was the call here?
I believe just not entirely sure.
Probably not this.
No. So one of the main reasons why I wasn't sure is because I didn't see this. The stone's thrown a bit too heavy.
Okay, so it is sitting 1 in the house for Denver.
Yep.
Hold on. Okay, we're good. So it'll be Janine's first stone. Looks like she's trying to throw a little raise of her own.
I like that call. Now, again, the inexperienced side of me just kind of looks at any call I make to see what could go wrong. And here, I don't see too many things that can really hurt Philadelphia with this shot. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, one thing I recommend that you do is listen to the early morning draw where Wayne was on the mic. And then also the Friday draw of the Childs in the morning, where Wayne and I had the first 2 draws, and he basically broke down the entire strategy of curling over 2 draws.
That is fantastic.
It's a fantastic listen. I just kind of let Wayne talk, and it worked out great. But the ultimate thing you want to say is, what is the acceptable outcome? So, if you're Janine right now, An acceptable outcome. Well, that's really damn good.
That is probably the best outcome.
Yeah. An acceptable outcome is forcing your opponent to 1 or 2.
Yes. Now
that's the money shot right there.
Right. Promoting your own stone to the button underneath all of that cover is.
Now they're looking at the run back right now, but I don't think it gets past that 2-3 guard to make it. And if you do, you have to just paper it. A lot easier to look at it on our display here. So what she's looking to do is, okay, so she's going to angle raise. Oh, hold on. Okay, no. She's looking to just softly promote her own up again. She indicated where she wants to strike the blue stone. You do have backing to come to. Obviously not the situation you want to be. It was a great shot by Janine to force this. So here's Kelly with her first. They're on it now. Coming on down, they got to get past the guard. They do, and it's going to raise it right onto the pin. What a shot.
Wow.
That's a fantastic curling shot right there. If somebody can find a cowbell, they should be ringing it. Yeah, that's close.
Yeah, I've spotted one, but there's no one in the vicinity.
We have 4 cowbells here. None of them are in our range, but that was a damn fine shot. And if I'm Janine right now, they're sitting 2. There's not a lot of danger in trying this tap. What could happen that would be bad is you open up that they could draw in for 3. If you were to wreck on that blue in the 12-foot, if you wreck there, you're going to split it open and you're going to have a draw path for 3. And that would be an unacceptable outcome.
Yes.
So up 7-0 here. I'm throwing a guard right now.
The guard.
Although the opposite side of the sheet is available to the 4-foot as well.
Yeah. So I was going to say, what exactly do you want to guard? I guess that blue to stop it from being able to promote.
Right. You guard the promote.
Right.
Or you guard the open draw on the other side. You're guarding something. Instead of electing to try the raise, and exactly what I said the worst thing's going to happen is going to happen. Well, no, not quite. Thankfully, it was really close to being the worst thing that could happen.
Yes. Had the sweeper stopped a little sooner, I think that shot you were talking about was on its way. But that was not the outcome.
Yeah.
Just
So now let's see if what they look at here. I do believe the shot is to throw the draw, and they are coming to that. It will be on the out-turn side. This is the side that was played so much in the second end, but not so much in the fourth end. And just looking at the ice, it looks a little bit frosty, but that could be deceiving because the frost settles on the base of the ice before it hits the pebble.
I did not know that.
So this is the absolute right call. Low risk. Final stone of the fourth end for Kelly Danahey. It's going to get caught up in that line that hasn't been played. Really close, so can they drag it there? Gotta get it there, gotta get full four. And yes, you do. Does it hang on? Oh, dear Lord, they overcooked it just a touch. And it's gonna be a score of 2 for Denver. They had to go for line. They probably could have shaved it a little bit closer, but that's a tough call to make as a vice. You know, one of the cardinal rules you tell somebody is you never wreck a guard. So it's a score of 2 for Denver. They're on the board. Make the score after 4. Philadelphia 7, Denver 2. Taking a look over on sheet A, we have a score of a single point for Jolly and the Pussycats, Christy Kisak's rink, over Team War. And over on sheet C, we have a steal of 1 for Potomac, team name not found, with Joe Ascension against our hometown heroes at Bucks County. And we have a steal of 1 over on sheet D for the Red Rocks. You're right. It's Kyle Foster on sheet C, by the way, with the lead. Apologies there. That's Plainfield, Kyle and Dan and Drew and Jeff and all those fun folks. And Steve Turner has red on. No, he does not.
No, he has blue.
Okay, so it is 5-2 in favor of Jericho against hometown favorite Steve. I'm a frustrated music teacher, Turner. Bring us back to our featured game. We have a redstone in the house. Try a draw underneath a center guard and gonna end up splitting those guards. Janine responds by splitting the house herself undercover, asking Janine to take care of that.
Sweepers on it to make sure it gets there.
Trying to make sure it's there for a line more than anything else. Pass the guard now off. Nicely thrown rock. Good team shot there.
Just settles fully inside the 8-foot.
So trying to utilize those guards and the Philadelphia stone. Draw under to try to work the steal here in the 5th end. When you're down 5, you're not really concerned about your even or odd end. You're just trying to score points all the time.
Any way you can.
Going to wreck on their own and change up the situation just a touch. I like the second choice of shot. What I really like with this lead would be to peel that center guard.
Yeah. If you're out by this much, any chance you can get to take your opponent's rocks out of play is usually a good one.
Yeah, because now for sure the call's going to be a draw underneath. That's going to be the call. And then, yeah, if you get underneath that red stone, maybe you can shoot that port and use your own stone, but that's kind of narrow. Open it up. Don't let them get a lot.
Yeah.
Line looks pretty good. It's all about the weight at this moment.
Weight looks
once again
heavy.
Another one that's just going to skitter through. It's been the theme of this game for this Denver rink, just being a skosh heavy. And the ice is running quick, and it takes a while to get used to it. You have to trust it. You have to believe that your brushers can carry the stone for you.
Now, I have not been out to Denver. I'm very curious as to if altitude has a lot to deal with, or has a lot of impact on ice for curling.
Well, oddly enough, their ice maker was here recently. I never actually brought up that question. So nicking the guard there and replacing it with the Philly stone gives a great opportunity for Denver to curl in there and nestle one in there. This is one of the times where that guard being very high makes this shot just a little bit easier. Slid out just a little bit wide. Looks like she made a decent adjustment with her arm. But this one also looks heavy. Oh, hold on. Checking up. There you go. That's a nice shot right there on the tee line, right on the button. Nice rock there. Now, how does Janine approach this? Talking back with her vice, Tracy Marcotte here.
I wouldn't mind feeling that high center guard.
That's not a bad play, and this might be one of those things where you put the broom down for a two-way shot. Call the peel. If they dump it out a little bit wide, you're going to catch it. I think she's going the other way, the two-way shot. Put it out there, and if you're narrow, you're going to catch a guard.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 was all I heard.
Philadelphia Vice asking the stone to curl.
Okay, they're past the top guard, now off. And Tracy just threw a pistol right there.
Beautiful
That's
shot.
Philadelphia sitting 1, 2, and 3 stones. Now, Denver can see that for sure, and you can drive a Mack truck through that port. So she's trying to catch the shot stone, and the shot stone only. and roll a bit undercover. Little finesse shot here. Asking Emily to execute it. It's on its way.
Touch wide for that.
Oh, clipped her own guard. Gonna jam on a Philadelphia rock. But doesn't hurt the situation. Now, Janine's gonna clog that all up. The question is, what turn does she want to throw? Because to get right where she wants the broom, which is about the 3 foot, to go there with the out turn would make her, she's going to be going into some uncharted territory here.
She was even asking for advice which side
way
she wanted to throw the.
Yeah, and it could be an interesting thing because sometimes going inside out there is a way that a lot of people forget that you can get there that way.
Very true, but.
And this, well, it's not going to be a guard.
Well, a little heavy for that.
Oh boy.
A lot heavy for that.
Okay then. Well, that changes things just a touch. The Philadelphia shot rock is fully exposed. And looks like the call for Kelly Danahey is to throw a little hit and skitter in towards the center.
The only thing you really have to worry about is just making sure you're around that high center guard. And with this ice, I don't think that should be too much of a problem.
Yep, should be able to make it. This is this one's about execution. It's about communication between the front end and the vice holding the broom. Got to make this just right, because if you nose it, it's no good. Looks like she pitched it just a touch wide.
Yeah.
It's going to come back to pick out the stone, but the shooter is not long for the house. That's going to leave Janine an open draw to sit to.
Trying to see if there's any play to the Denver stone at the back of the house, but I believe just drawing is a more surefire shot.
Yeah, draw. You want to throw to the top of the rings here.
Mm-hmm.
You never want to give your opponent something to sit on. That's a little less ice than I would expect, but based on the test rocks that we threw yesterday, but a little weeble wobble from Janine, but they don't fall down.
No, sweepers on quick just to make sure the stone has enough weight to make it.
They're getting around the guard, and they are around that. It's all about the weight right now. Bringing it down, and it's going to settle right at the top of the 8-foot circle. So the house is still wide open for Denver to try to steal here. I was going to say you just have to draw the 4, but just drawing the 4 is never easy.
Yes, it's a shot I'm familiar with, and the percentage of me making that is not one of my favorites.
Ben, you've been playing it less than a year, right?
Yeah. Well,
You're
a year and 3 months.
Okay, you're pretty freaking good for a year and 3 months.
Thank you.
I thought you came from another club when I first saw you.
I remember you said that. And I guess my Monday night nickname of Captain Draw.
No, we already have a Captain Draw.
Oh, you have a Captain Draw?
Kevin Brady's Captain Draw. You cannot be Captain Draw.
Well, somebody. Okay. I thought somebody called me that. Maybe they were saying I was following in his footsteps.
You may be, but you cannot be Captain Draw.
That's fine with me. I'm not in charge of my own nickname.
And nicknames are given here.
Exactly. As they should be anyway.
Yeah, New Dave will always be New Dave. That is, just going to go through the house. And it's going to be an open draw for 2 and possibly 3. Kind of tight. I think it's a draw for 3.
I would agree with that, though. Again, the perspective on the ice might be slightly different.
Yep. The camera angle is not exactly dead overhead. Fifth then was another steal for Potomac. Signal score, taking it to 6-2. It was a steal for Team Foster from Plainfield, making it 7-2. Here comes this draw from Janine. It's money. It's 1-2 for sure. That's what you pay your skip for, to draw the pin. It's 1-2, and they're kicking stones, so they know what it is, and we will know shortly, and we'll share it with you.
Looks like the Hammerstone's coming to a rest on sheet A. And
it looks to be one blue.
That it does, which means the team from Schenectady Albany steals another point.
That's another steal, so make that score 5-1 in favor of Schenectady over Christina Kisak and Jolly and the Pussycats. What's new, Pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. Ben had no part of that. That was all me.
I'm always afraid of making too many references that no one will get. Of course, that one, I believe most people would get.
Yeah, even the millennials in the audience get that one.
Including me.
And Tracy's making her way back to post the score, and it was 3. So our featured game is, well, a bit out of hand right now, so it's 10-2 in favor of Philadelphia. But Janine curls here, so Bucks is winning.
A little home ice advantage.
For one of the 14 of you who might not know that we're quite close in proximity, Philadelphia and Bucks County. We do keep our ice in a lot longer than most dedicated clubs. We melt down once every 2 years. So we have a good amount of membership over the summer from adjoining clubs. And eventually they all will become one with the Borg. resistance is futile.
I was not expecting that reference, but I very much appreciated it.
Ben sitting here saying, what the hell did I sit down into? So right now, taking a look at our time clock, we have 10 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. And all of our sheets are in the 610. They do need to be completed, the 610, in order to be able to play 8. If played at a reasonable pace, reasonable to smart pace, all 4 of our sheets may be able to make it. But judging by the scores, all 4 of the sheets might not want to make it.
That stone comes to a stop. We've got Philadelphia sitting 2 in the house with 2 high-ish, center-ish guards.
Yep, and this Denver team, as my colleague Steve Johnson mentioned, the entire team is 3 years or less of experience. So, well, having been there, you're going to take your lumps here and there. When you're 500, you go to your 500 bonspiels in your respective regions, and you meet a lot of friends, have a good time, and eventually, you know, you get lucky enough to maybe win a couple of them. And then you go to the big boy spills, and that's the end of that.
Or you start the process all over again, and eventually...
Well, yeah, I'm happy that I went to big boy spills right away. Yeah, I went to both the 500 bond spiels and the more mature spiels. The Harvest at Philadelphia, it's a classic mixed bond spiel, always attracts good competition. So is the Crack Bell. And I think it's important to experience everything.
I've been, let's see, to a couple fun spiels, one more, as you said, big boy bond spiel here, and definitely took my lumps.
You played the billet here?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a big boy spiel.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Yeah, the crooked billet, the big bucking, and look at we have a strong field in this spiel as well.
There are plenty of names I recognized on that board.
Yeah, there's definitely some strong teams in this spiel. So I'd say that all three of our standalone spiels are definitely qualified as big boy spiels.
Yeah, there were some teams I looked through and was like, I do not want to curl against that, but I will definitely watch.
And that takeout attempt goes through the house, trying for the double takeout. Now, this is a little bit where experience would help you. When you're trailing by a good margin, you need to throw draws. The guards are up. It doesn't matter whose color they are. There's guards. Mm-hmm. You need to throw draws. Takeouts. You never score points throwing takeouts.
I believe there's a live stream where I skipped, where you can go back and see me learn that lesson. But I've definitely succumbed to tunnel vision on the ice too. And like you said earlier, you haven't missed a shot up here yet, so.
Yep.
Once you get the adrenaline going of
Ben, when in doubt, throw a draw.
Yep.
Scott, would you agree with that? When in doubt, throw a draw.
If you're losing, yes.
If the stream didn't pick that up, Scott said, when you're losing, yes.
When you're losing, for sure. When you're losing, for sure.
Too many times I've seen teams lose and take out fries in the house. It's like, well, how are you going to support teams?
Now, I was checking your name tag because I wasn't sure what end of the hyphen I had to call you by.
Oh, okay. I'll respond to either. I'm not used to hearing Ben Atler, but... Philadelphia is still sitting 1-2.
At this run of the takeout here, at this point, you just make enemy stones go away. Stones all the way from Tracy and calling for a hard sweep. They're gonna just make it by. And sit 1, 2, and 3 now. You got a draw underneath there. Yep.
This is the draw that you said earlier. Just draw to the 4-foot, which again, easier said than done.
I see it on TV all the time. Oh, that picked. That picked. That's unfortunate. That's the first pick I've seen today. But definitely at an inopportune time for Denver.
Yeah, I haven't seen any picks on any other games I've seen or I've watched, but it's one of those you just kind of look at the stone, give a shrug, and be like, well, all right then.
That's another reason why I never run a bonspiel with a theme. Because a theme means costumes, and costumes are cheap, and cheap costumes shit. So to everybody running a bonspiel out there, if you want bad ice, have a theme, because somebody will have a $5 costume on. End of rant.
I've never thought of that, but I have seen costumes at unthemed bonspiels, so I think no matter what, you will run into that problem.
Well,
curlers find a way.
We have a theme here. Our theme for this bonspiel is summer fun. I have a drink, I'm having fun.
Today's summer solstice too, isn't it?
I'll take your word for it, man.
It's today or tomorrow.
So does that mean that we can balance an egg?
I'm not sure I follow. Hold on.
No, there was a whole thing in the episode of The West Wing about this.
Oh, okay.
That at the exact moment of the summer solstice, or the winter solstice for that matter, you can balance an egg on its end and it will stand up.
Huh. Well, yeah, that'll happen today or tomorrow. I think today.
Go ahead and Google it, you millennial.
Fine, if you insist. I don't know what I would search though, other than summer solstice egg balance.
That's about right.
Nope.
There it is.
Some people believe that you're more likely to balance eggs upright on a flat surface during the spring equinox when the Earth's axis does not point towards or away from the sun. But balancing an egg isn't any more likely during the equinox or the summer solstice or the summer solstice for that matter, according to ABC News. So
Yeah, but the press secretary did in the West Wing, so it's true. What was her name?
I have not watched the West Wing, so I'm sorry, I cannot help there. All right, so this is probably my last live stream with that look that Dave just gave me. So nice seeing everyone, talking to everyone.
It's an Aaron Sorkin masterpiece.
I've heard wonderful things about it. I just haven't had, I guess, the fortitude to sit down and watch every season.
Well, grab a couple bottles of bourbon or whatever you like. Sit down and be educated.
All right.
And we're coming to the end of the time. It looks like that every sheet will be entitled to play 8 ends. And Kelly's going to be drawing for 1 here through a complete mess of crap. And this end, our feature game will only be entitled to 7 ends. Having missed the buzzer. And she's going to play in off her own, so she's going to hit and roll off her own to try to score 1 here. Not the situation you want to be in, but it's what she's faced with. Good looking delivery. Has to curl some, needs to curl, has to curl, not curling. And indeed, it will be another 2 more for Philadelphia, and that's a wrap. So, make the final 12-2 in favor of Philadelphia. It is, take a look around the house real quick. It is an 8-2 advantage for Kyle Foster from Plainfield. We have handshakes on sheet D, and I believe it was Joe Recession winning that one. And on sheet A, it was Andrea War from Schenectady. So that wraps up this draw. We'll be back at 9 o'clock for the next one. So from the K&J Men X Warm Room, Dave Schmelt along with Ben Hallman. Have a pleasant evening.